So this is my new keyboard setup, and what it allows me to do is work on a computer in any position, from floor sitting through to kneeling up, through to fully standing up, and even while walking on a walking pad. So the motivation for this was, a couple of months ago I had a bout of acute back pain, and my computer setup over the last few years has been this treadmill sort of walking, standing setup. So when I'm working on the computer, I'm basically stood up or I'm walking, and whatever that was, it wasn't enough to prevent me getting this bout of acute back pain. So I sort of started researching all of this and trying to work out what I could do more of, or what I wasn't doing enough of, to try and prevent this from happening again. So obviously lower back pain, a lot of the recommended advice is strength and mobility, yoga, weightlifting to strengthen the back. So I'm doing both of those things. I go to a yoga class now, which has been brilliant, and I'm starting to do much more weightlifting at home as well, so deadlifts and squats. But I thought, actually, this needs to extend into this time I'm spending on the computer. Obviously, the vast majority of the day is on this computer, so I need to really up my game a little bit. It's not enough just to be stood up and walking, or just standing still or walking. I need to incorporate some of these principles from the yoga and the strength training much more into the day-to-day of using the computer. So things like the weighted squat, I can actually be working on the computer in a squat position. And obviously the yoga poses, kneeling, all of these kinds of floor-based positions for your body, which are extremely beneficial and very hard. I can be practicing those while working on the computer as well. And then obviously, to sort of stretch things off, I can switch to standing and relax a little bit more when I'm stood up working on the computer. Now, one of the challenges when people try and set up a sit to stand, floor sitting to standing working environment is, because they're used to using a normal computer screen on the desk in front of them, they think they have to come up with a solution to make that move up and down with them. And that means you end up getting these incredibly expensive floor sitting to standing desks, which obviously, go much lower than normal sit stand desks. And they're incredibly expensive, and they're really big. There's no way one of these would fit in this room without destroying the sense of space that I have in this very small room. So the solution to that is actually a byproduct of the solution I found for dealing with eye strain. So for me, I use this big 55-inch screen, and it's a long way, over a meter away from me when I'm using it. And because of parallax, the impact of that, even if you're considering it as a proportional thing, so it's the same field of vision, occupies the same field of vision as a smaller screen, but much nearer. If it's further away, when you change from sitting to standing, the angle at which your eyes need to change is much less as a result of this setup than if I was having a screen closer. So just by using this setup, it completely removes the need to worry about having to deal with moving a screen up and down. So that's only a problem if you have a smaller screen on the desk just in front of you. Then, of course, if you stand up, it's going to go way out of your vision, and you have to obviously have a desk that moves the screen up with you. So you can solve that just by embracing this idea of having the big screen further away. And that's just fantastic. This whole arrangement in here works so well because of this setup. So that's a brilliant kind of byproduct of this big screen further away idea. So this screen is actually mounted on a normal TV stand with wheels. All the computer stuff is attached to that stand as well, and this is an area that I'm going to be improving, but I thought I'd just get this video out now to get people thinking about these ideas, and hopefully you can come up with your own ideas and based on that. But rather than just sit on this idea until it's fully thought out, I thought I'd get this video out. So all the computer stuff is on that stand, and that means I can swing this TV screen anywhere in this room, and I can then obviously position myself in the opposite side of the room with the keyboard, because it can swing anywhere into this room. And what that means is I can follow the sun around through the course of the day. So moving into this south-facing room, I wanted to really think about this whole thing holistically. So I wanted to make this a pleasant space to be as well. So the idea that there's no furniture in here, for a start, makes it a very pleasant space to be. It's very open. It forces me to focus on what's on the screen. Very beneficial in that respect as well. And then the fact that I get this natural light shafting in all the day long if it's sunny. And if it's not sunny, it just makes me appreciate it more when it is. There's this sort of intentional gratitude, all these ideas that are very beneficial for improving your state of mind in your place of work. And of course the plant in here as well casts amazing shadows on the wall when the sun hits it, and the green just lights up when the sun hits it as well. So yeah, in the winter when the sun is low, I just throw the window open. I get this natural light on my skin. It feels amazing. And I can follow the sun around. So in the afternoon, I'll switch this all around. I swing the screen over to that side and I stand over there or sit over there and get the sun in the afternoon as well. And that whole approach just is like, feels like a sort of Zen office. You know, I can embrace all these different positions of working to really hope that I'm doing the right thing for my body, the best thing for my body, but also embracing these kind of this sort of natural sense of the elements much more is much better for my sort of state of mind as well. So yeah, a lovely overall approach and very simple to pull off because of this amazing situation with the big screen further away, solving one of the biggest headaches of trying to set up a floor sit to stand arrangement here. So these two keyboard halves are just mounted on the end here with these little clamps, and they're not perfect. They do have kind of dead zones. You can't always position the keyboard exactly where you want. Sometimes you have to swivel this to get a different angle on the base so that you can then get the keyboard positions in the right kind of position. But obviously the trackpad is a key part of this. It would be very difficult to pull this off if you were using a normal mouse because there's no desk surface. You could try a rollerball that could be obviously mounted to that easily enough, and you can grab the rollerball. So trackpad or rollerball, obviously quite important for this arrangement. But other than that, this is just a fairly standard setup. So the trackpad is actually just mounted to this thing here is just an action camera mount. So it's got a sucker on it that would normally mount to a window in a car, and you put the action camera on the other end. I've just connected that to the clamp and then use the sucker to stick onto the bottom of the trackpad. It works. It sometimes falls off, but yeah, basically just works really well. And obviously, when I'm switching from one side of the room to the other, the keyboard halves are the wrong way around. Obviously, rotating them isn't going to help. I have to actually switch them. That's super easy because they're just magnetic, and you can just click them on and off, and literally just switch it from one side to the other, and then I can be the other side of the arm as well. I just want to give you this little update. This is a work in progress. I'll hopefully get a time lapse of showing how I use this through the day in all of these different kinds of positions as well, and you can see how that looks. But I think the main take home is for sure the big screen far away that I've been doing for so many years downstairs has allowed me to set this up, without any crazy technology, with an expensive floor sit to stand desk or anything like that. By the way, many thanks to all the members. Since I posted a video saying I'm going to move away from sponsorships and sort of double down on authenticity and the one take thing and all of that, I've had loads of new members sign up on the channel, so thank you so much for that. It's really appreciated, especially in this idea that I'm moving away from sponsors. Obviously, much appreciated, so thank you very much for that, and I'll see you in the next video.